Hey, Anthony, this is Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean Jay Griffith. And Shadow the Hedgehog.
And Jet the Hawk.
Dude, thank you so much for your message. And you're absolutely right. This is the 20th year anniversary of Sonic Sonic X airing on TV. And I do remember, though, it was early July that I first stepped into the booth to record Sonic 20 years ago. And what I think back, you want to know, what do I look back on from working on the franchise? Well, two things mostly. Right before I auditioned for Sonic, I had auditioned and landed the part in this obscure anime. I can't even remember what it was now. And at the last minute, they decided not to give me the job for this other anime because they said, well, Jason's never worked doing this sort of thing, so to cast him as a lead in this doesn't make sense or whatnot. So I think I got a smaller part. Which was devastating because, at the time I was such a young actor and I thought that, this was going to be my first big break, and then it goes away. So shortly thereafter, when I got the audition for Sonic, I thought, well, if they're not going to cast me in this small part, I mean, they're two different companies, but thinking like, if I don't even get cast in this part in this smaller anime, like, is it realistic that they're going to cast me as Sonic? And but I still went to the audition, did the callback too, just like a professional does. And I ended up getting it. And my biggest takeaway from that is that in life anything can happen at any time, and you can absolutely talk yourself out of something. I could have said to myself, "No, I'm not going to get this. I'm not going to get this." I had that thought, but then I pushed it aside and said, I just need to do my work as an actor. So it happened. And I think it's really important to understand that anything can happen. And sometimes it does happen. And, you have control over that to an extent. And, I think back to recording, and it was such a special time for me because I thought two thoughts. I always thought, oh, they're going to fire me at any moment because I was such a young actor again. And I thought, I don't know if I'm doing this right or whatnot. They seem happy, but who knows? And then the other thought, that the magnitude of being Sonic, and especially right before it aired, not even knowing like, oh, is this going to go over well? Are people going to like it? And certainly I didn't think that 20 years later I would be doing cameos and talking to people who are in their 30s now, who were just kids when it first came out, or some people that weren't even alive when it came out, weren't even born yet, and talking to them now at conventions and on Cameo, like yourself. And, it changed my life. It really did. And I'm forever grateful for that. And, I just always hoped that I could present the image of Sonic that I wanted to present, and please the fans, the fan base with my portrayal, because it truly was one of those life-changing moments, as you could imagine. So I always think back fondly on those first few years and just how it changed everything for me.
Well, Anthony, I hope that really helped. And also, don't use Formula One race cars when chasing hedgehogs. What are you, crazy?